Right, at last. Okay, so I am recording my playthrough of Blasphemous now. To which, hello YouTube, when I get around to editing this, I guess. Hope everything is working well in terms of audio at least. So, it is a Friday. Yes, it is a Friday, to which... What the hell? Why is everything so... Oh, okay. Okay, so for most parts, yes. I will be recording this playthrough as to post on YouTube later down the line. Probably edit it down, but if I don't, well, enjoy the VOD, I guess. So, Blasphemous. I've played this game a handful of times on stream, and that's it. I've never really gotten around to beating it, and right now Blasphemous 2 is out, so I may as well play Blasphemous 1. Is it necessary? No, but I thought it'd be great.
I claim in a grievous miracle. Make my chest hurt with regret. Forge your punishment and nail it deep. Shake my guilt once again.
Well, looks like Mary got her wish. Oh, sick sword.
And thus, guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us. Sometimes in the form of blessing and grace, sometime in the form of punishment and corruption. That divine will, equally pious and cruel, which we could not and will never be able to unravel, was called the miracle.
Hells. Billory flasks. Last of my kind, am I? Very well. Let us begin. So I'm gonna pretty much try and maybe relay the thoughts of the penitent one. Maybe being the key word, as I gotta get a proper beat on him. Oh boy. Yeah, that's great. The pyre due. Respite at last. Only short-lived, though. Lovely. Alright, here we go. Requiem Aeterum. So the pilgrimage begins. Bathe in blood once more. My penance begins. No time to mourn. Let us proceed.
Grateful be the heart, penitent one. The anguish of the eldest brother has now come to an end. I am Dale Gracias, witness to and narrator of the acts of the grievous miracle. Such is my penance, as yours is silence. The cradle of affliction is what you seek. This can be found in the mother of mothers of the churches. It is a remote place separated from the rest of these lands by a great sacred and forbidden door. Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain access to what they guard. One of them must be performed in the high mountains, covered in thick blankets of snow, and another in the depths of a dark, entombed church where the sleeper lies, and the last one at the end of the trail, carved by moans that claw their way out of an iron spiral, in the bowels of the bell named Hondo that grows into the earth. Take this thorn and place it on the handle of your sword. If, when the time comes, as you grip your weapon firmly, you notice that it wounds you and makes you bleed, having grown, with more thorns sprouting from it, writhing over the figure of the Father carved into the knob, that will mean that you are at the mercy of the grievous miracle, whether for its punishment or its forgiveness.
Carry out 3 humiliations to carry out this penance. Very well. Let the pilgrimage begin. Nowhere to go but forward. Alrighty, so now we're in proper. Oh, boy. There we go. Alright, parry or die, basically. Alrighty, so, now that we're in proper. So, I have vague notions of what this game really is. But that besides, it's very... That besides, it's very vague, I guess. And that's all I can really say. Alright, but yeah. What I know about the game is vague at most. the miracle is supposedly the thing that's getting things into trouble, and apparently he doesn't know if it's good or bad. Nobody knows what the hell the miracle's about. And that's really all I can say. Guess we'll have to play the game to learn more and watch a bunch of lore videos. That way you get at least full context. Oy vey. Already taking L's left and right. Children of Moonlight. Caged over Custodia, released him with any technique at your disposal. I know this game's got like 2 endings apparently. One being the pariah ending, I guess you could say, and the other one being a martyr. And then there was a recent one, the 3rd ending, being the segue to the sequel.
There is no answer to our plea. The miracle has forsaken us, and my ornate throne turns its back on those who wait here.
The map in Alberia. A desolate village. Wonder how many remain. Plenty of the infirmed here. Who are they?
Sorrowful be the heart, penitent one. Welcome to Albero, sanctuary to this humble brotherhood of the Kissers of Wounds. Few remain here who can still employ it, but Tirso is my name. There are few of us who still care for the sick and ailing. With devout kisses, we bless the wounds of those who seek our protection. Thus both we and they remain at the mercy of the miracle. Time outside these walls passes by strangely. In sundowns we need not contemplate, but if your penance happens to carry you under set skies, be so kind as to bring us some ingredients for our ointments. The will in the miracle shall show you which
You just see everyone kissing these people. A dog. Felix Abera, the Gravedigger. The Wasteland of the Buried Chamber. A staggering blow. It would seem the dead seek to stop me. Great force. Great defenders, yet poor adequate. Ah, damn. Damn! A perilous fall. journey may be. Oh, come on. There we go. Oy vey. What do we have here? Vulva or protection? Rosary beads. Characteristics and knots. Decree from His Holiness Escobar. It shall be called Anointed Legion, said His Holiness. Under armor their body shall be covered in bandages, anointed with oils that I myself will bless. They will protect the Mother of Mothers, as I protect them. What does it do? When uvula is equipped, chance of earning Tear of Atonement when destroying an object. Oh, great. Okay. Alrighty, I have no idea how much of the sequel improved any of this. I imagine it's a good amount at least. Let's see here. Capicate to the bro. Boy. Tell me, is there a respite somewhere at least? Jeez, feels like I'm running a gauntlet at this rate. Oh my god, come on, game, throw me a bone. What have we here? The Hearts of Virtuous Pain? Equipped sword heart with a mea culpa. The properties it grants powerful upgrades, but at a cost. Must appear due to access the sword's core and insert a different heart. Great. Wall climbing. Let's see here. Sword Court blessed with defensive prayers, insert into the mea culpa. Boost blocking stance, increase duration, but expose the penitent one longer to enemy attacks. Alrighty. Let's at the very least do this angle at least. There we go. Oof. I suppose forward is the way. Or not. Maybe we go down. Seems like it would be a gateway. Oh, boy. What have we here?
Sister of mine, as I foretold you, someone is heading towards the Forbidden Gate. Someone who seeks the purge and excommunication of all that is sacred and rests there. No, no, do not place your doubts on me. I am ready.
One of many temples I must visit. What loan have we here? You are rid of guilt. Okay. The hell's guilt? I mean, I know what it is, but still, like, what is in the context of this game? Oh, respite at least. Alright, this way it is. Those who are like the pews now block my way. No matter. One who sought to purify oneself and flame themselves, now corrupted. Actually, hold on. Give me a sec to rectify that. Are these... I really should probably look into lore in this one. Is what we're doing is legit blasphemy? Is the question. Alrighty. Alrighty, not terrible. Back up and at 'em, I guess. I have no idea what I'm doing right now, but I do know that I'm supposed to go high, low, and mid, I guess. That's what I'm assuming the path I'm required to take is. Ooh, now that's just a dirty trick right there. What have we here? Oh boy, took a lot of hits on that one. Oh, exemplars excommunicated. Someone's probably done a 0 death run in this game, undoubtedly. Let's see here. I think that's a new core. Balderas is a Forsaken Hamlet. I think that's the one I have active. So, Sigario, to your eyes like stars. Righteous fear increasing the speed of attack for a time. What an attack. Well, I suppose I'll take boost to attack. So I'll just try and get good at parrying. Then again, how many cores can I have on? Just 2? Oh, you Faye. God, what is this guy about? Damn. Took hits like a total champ. Ugh, grief. So what does it mean to be burdened by guilt, I wonder, in this game? Do I literally need to not die once to get the best ending? Well, actually, I'm not sure if the best ending is the one where the penitent one literally just stabs himself now. I think nowadays it's just, again, the one that involves him getting sent to the sequel. You really think about it, that's pretty much what the DLC ending was, or yeah, the update ending was. Just like, yeah, no. Nope. Come on! I'm like trying to go and hit him. What the hell? Do you mind? Come on. What is this hell? What is this godforsaken hell? Accumulation of guilt. Okay, I see. Okay, so pretty much it reduces the amount of, okay, I see. So it reduces what I can do, basically. Oh, come on! Do I get like health back, or do I just get like invincibility frames? Oh no, I get like a huge boost to my tears though. So that's cool. Oh, so this is what it means pretty much. Like a huge surge of like power just for attacking. Come on, really?
From a place of blessings have I been entrusted with watching over you, penitent one. Thus it has been arranged. My name is Viridiana. I have been granted a gift with which I can assist you in carrying your burden if required. But only you can make that choice. Penitent one in silence. Will you require my assistance with your next task? Here I shall remain, lest you change your mind.
So what is it that she does? I'm curious. Let me look that up. I'm familiar with the fact that over the course of time she will like grow older. But yeah, I'm curious. Blasphemous. She can assist with 3 fights, to which she will heal. To which she will heal and trigger its own that way. Never targeted or damaged by the boss attacks. She will grow older as each time is used, and she will die after the 3rd fight, granting the last breath achievement. They can keep her alive by refusing her assistance, though. If kept alive, she will appear the final peer due. Interesting. Okay. So she goes from like a young woman to a middle-aged woman to then an old hag. Pretty much is what it is. Curious. Are they gonna confirm in like Blasphemous 2 that Bravindia, or however you said her name, is just gonna freaking be is just confirmed never used by the penitent one, and it's just like saying, yeah, that's right, the penitent one didn't need help. What's your excuse? And something like that. some obscene propensity like that. This penitence is mine alone. A foul creature. Trying as it may be. Overwhelming speed shall get this done. Crap, that's not what I wanted. Oh well. I'm not even mad. I'm more curious because I don't think I've faced this boss before, and on stream or even off. Now I think about it, still. Once more. Alright, so I got like to the halfway mark. Ugh. Pain. Oh. Exemplis excommunicatus. What does that mean? Exemplary excommunication or something? I don't know, man. It's interesting to see how like a lot of the architecture is, for lack of a better word, very Spanish looking. And when I say that, I mean like Spain. Hell, even the penitent one himself seems like he's from Spain as well. Again. Keep on being slapped around like a bitch. Perhaps a prayer of fire will work here. I don't know. I feel like my damage output is pretty good. Well, all things considered at least. I suppose holy fire will work. Ah, jeez. I think I got a vague idea what I can do. Sent flying. Alright, I think I got a... Okay, so I could just apparently parry and block everything. Got it. Well, I'm learning, alright? So I haven't really played this game long anyway. Damn. Oof. That took a while, but hey, I got it. Nice. Requiem Aeternam. A trying tribulation, but one well fought. Okay, what do we have here?
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, when you humbled yourself before my most holy body, you have been granted the presence of my golden visage, custodian of one of the three sorrows of the soul in penance. Our miracle has chosen me amongst all the peers, just as it chose you, to walk on the sacred sea. May the gold in my visage melt and erase the attrition of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
Holy wound of attrition. Newfound understanding it is.
You have carried out the first humiliation of penance. You have met the visage of attrition. You have yet to prostrate before two last holy visages.
And so I shall. Even now, propensity still continues. What do we have here?
Blessed are the eyes that with devotion see my tormented heart. Let the ones who are
Oh
joyful
my.
in affliction and fasting come to me, for they are pleasant penance. 6 sting pains lance my flowery breast. Take the first one
Oh,
and
dear.
purge one of your 6 mortal stains of the soul.
Not sure how this will fly over for Twitch and YouTube, if I'm being honest. It is, I mean, it's pixelated, but still. I feel stronger, prepared to take on more of the trials. No, but still. I have no idea what exactly I'm looking at. Where the hell am I now? Oh dear. Well, that's guilt that I'm gonna have to bear. It's gotta be screwed up though. What's that? You died? Well, sucks to be you, I guess. What's this? The leper. So these are collections, okay. So these are pieces of bone. Let's try the other way then, I guess. Gotta love them sewer sections, I guess. Let's go up. Jesus, game, come on. Or is there at the very least some respite? Woe be my heart, heavy be the crown on my head. Would it be so much to deign for mercy? Or at the very least, small respite, yea? More and more my competence show. I'm just gonna assume that's what guilt is at this point. Just literally incompetence incarnated into the person. Again, it's like, so the game's way of saying sucks to suck. Jeez. Ugh. Keep on hitting every freaking slime on the way, man. What the hell? Give me a break, man. At this point, I'm gonna have like no skills being able to freaking show for. You can see why they gave me that health boost. Give me a sec. Give me the games option, man. I want to see if there's anything I can do. CRT. Oh, come on. You don't have, like, the opposite? What's this? At this point, may as well just be jumping over everything. What? This better be worth the trouble I just went through. Empty bile vessel. What? Crystal and gold capsule, hallowed bile that emanates the mournful fountains. Holy wound of attrition. Look at this. So, who's there? Who's there? You put me out of my misery. I wonder if there's any way I could possibly... Can I even reach the surface? Or is this literally the way to the surface? I'm not about to go through the place there, so I guess I'll just cut through here. Apologies if I sound a lot more subdued right now. It is fairly late right now when I'm streaming and recording right now. So to say the least, yeah. I'm trying to keep my voice down. Then there's also not much going on. Both in and out of game. Actually, I finished playing Starfield not too long ago. It was great. Although I will say this, that there is a unending feeling in my core, as it were. A sense of looming that was best be described as trying. But yeah. But you know, going through Starfield's main story was great. I loved every moment of it. The mystery of it all was just enticing, for lack of a better word. I felt. Some people might like the story, but I felt it was all the more, oh, for crying out loud. I felt it was all the more intriguing to go through at least. After you beat the game, you technically start like New Game Plus, to which you could actually skip the main quest if you wanted to. In which that's what I did shortly after, and it was interesting because the story does not end. Yeah, because the story just does not end even after beating the game. What's this? Allow me to take from the... I now carry more vessels on hand. I'm more prepared for the journey. Alright, but yeah. I felt as though playing through Starfield's main story was pretty good, all things considered. If there's one thing I have to complain about, would be the fact that I feel like my first playthrough, because I got close to like one character particularly. Say the least. I wonder if I could just like get someone else to replace the person I grew extraordinarily close to. So that way I don't have to deal with the emotional trauma of having to kill that same person over and over. Like for example, if I were to kill like Barrett or Sam, because I'm gonna say it outright, the person I had was Andreja, who was quite literally my wife in my first playthrough, to which I can only imagine the amount of emotional trauma my character would go through every time having to just pretty much kill their wife. Man, it's gotta suck. It's like Highlander, except it's like Highlander, except you know, it's just unending. There will always be one. But yeah, there will always be one in the end. There's already a script extender out on the Nexus right now, and it's crazy. It's funny as well.
Two faces greet you, penitent one. My name is Nacimiento. Look at my chest, upon which an ancient visage grows older and older. A face that does not speak, that does not think. while mine becomes younger, such that I now look like a child. Such a terrible sentence is this, that I do not understand its purpose. No matter how much I reflect on the sin that I may have committed to deserve it, the grace of the miracle is present even in those who are punished. Perhaps I might reduce the magnitude of this sentence by helping you. Bring me the quicksilver, which is capable of flourishing under our feet in any place at the whim of the Grievous One, and I will mix it with the bile from your flasks, thereby enhancing its gift. Bring me the quicksilver, which is capable of flourish.
Gracious be, child. But yeah. It's crazy to think, though, the story. Look, I'm sure someone will probably be opposed to the story, but overall, I felt the story was pretty good. For a first time playthrough? Oh yeah, no, it's great. And I'm doing a second playthrough just so that way I could like redo my character. So that I may... Oh, what's this?
This lowly servant greets you, O penitent one. Welcome to the ossuary of all those who will be eternally remembered. My duty is none other than to provide shelter to each and every one of these skeletal remains that linger under these intangible veils of dust. It matters little how many years or centuries have passed. The bones speak to us through their creaking and grinding, and through their silence. But these remains need one another in order to reveal the truth they still guard within. Only together, in intimate brotherhood, will they achieve eternal rest. For this, they beg that you help them, bring them before me, and in this way we will uncover the truth that they have silenced. The bones thank you for your help, O virtuous penitent one. Bring the bones before me, and we will
Alrighty, so what? Find bones and I get a secret? Is that it?
Penitent one, you who carry the painful guilt in your cracked hands. Lend it to us and alleviate our burden. Lend it to us and wipe away our tears. Because it is an act of penitence.
The virtue of mea culpa hath ascended. Visit culpa shrines to increase the power of your sword. Spend tears of atonement to unlock combat techniques. In addition to shrines that increase mea culpa's strength, the more powerful techniques. So I guess I beat one of the humiliations just by literally one skill. Is that it? Great. Alright. Let's see here. The weight of sin. Concentration. Soulful wrath. Why not? I'll take this. A repeated combo is always good. Sacred thrust. Sounds like something a priest would say. When, you know, I should probably stop that joke right there. So I just got the Ninja Gaiden attack, basically. Got it. So yeah, going back to my thoughts, I thought Starfield overall was pretty good. Its story was engaging and interesting overall. So to say the least, I found it to be very enjoyable. I found its main story to be pretty enjoyable, if not a bit... what's the right word for it? Oh god, no, not again. Gotta go through all that again. But I found it to be overall really enjoyable. It was just at the final moment, it made me think on something. The meaning of life. What is our purpose? And the like. Well, they weren't kidding when they said at the ending, they did get existential on us. I'm sure someone that's a better that would think themselves to be a better writer would probably think of a better alternatives story approach to what Starfield imposes. I don't know. I think overall, accounting for everything that there is right now, seems pretty good. Ugh. Oh, come on! What the? Get in there already. Yep, nope, never mind. What a pain in my ass, just trying to get back to the surface. Alright, but yeah. Apparently it is upwards to the 10th playthrough that everything begins to, at the very least, be good. And apparently between those 10 playthroughs, things can be vastly different from each playthrough. So that's interesting to note, at least. Okay, that's pretty interesting to note, all things considered, though. I'm not sure if I'll actually get to 10 playthroughs, but I'm willing to give it a fair shake, at least. Along with that, every time you start a new playthrough, you actually get like new stuff every time. Or new playthrough, in the sense that you played New Game Plus. You get like new stuff every time. My only gripe is that I wish that the credits didn't play every time. If it was the first time, sure, but if it was like my second playthrough, I'd rather not watch the credits after I defeated, well, I'm not gonna say what or who, but I'd much rather at the very least just go through the whole sequence and just skip the credits. Again, first playthrough, okay, fine, understandable. Second playthrough, alright, now it's just annoying. I wonder if Starfield is Switch compatible now. that'd be something. I still haven't figured out how to mod Skyrim on my Steam Deck. Oh man, let's see here. Ugh. Alright, let's at the very least go back outside. So if I don't, I'm gonna lose my damn mind just being in the goddamn sewer. Just got like one dude in the background right now, just working on the goddamn chimney. We just have an empty. I think I did have an. Oh, never mind.
The miracle is taking us away, one after the other. Could we avoid this fate that is imposed on us from the High Wills?
You know, I actually left a review on Starfield and gave my general thoughts on it. To summarize quickly, because I don't think anyone will want to read it anyway. At the very least, the way I've written it. The general gist of it is that a lot of the stuff and gripes I have is just the fact that it's not alike to that of a space sim. It's more or less true to what it is already. I mean, honest to God, nope. It's an honest to God RPG set in space. And to say the least, that's not bad actually. Yeah, it's not bad actually. It reminds me a lot of Deus Ex with how the game is pretty much handled to some extent. Oh crap. But it reminds me a lot of like how Deus Ex is, or what the original Deus Ex it was. Where pretty much you have to, in early game you can invest in anything you want and it would pretty much win you over throughout the entire duration. Contrarily, if you just like invest in everything and oh crap. Oh, that's just dirty right there. That's just dirty. Anyway. But yeah, no. For the most part, that's oh, come on! I'm not gonna bother with this guy. What have we here? Hells. But yeah. I mean, a lot of it does remind me of the original Deus Ex, where pretty much you have to invest in your skills to get the most out of it. You get away with like basic investments and like, but you get away with like basic investments, but if you really want the most bang at your buck, you would typically want to pretty much would want to be more or less pretty much be more or less fully dedicated to a particular style and a particular play style you want to start off with. Oh, come on, really? Jackasses. Anyway. But yeah, along with that, it doesn't hurt the fact that everything you get, it is improved. So there is that. Alright, I'll bite. What is this about? No available offerings. Oh.
O penitent one, we traverse strange roads under the same firmament, with nigh other trade, nigh other name. My name is Redemptor, barefoot pilgrim of the Order of the Genuflectors. Prithee taketh nigh affront in my not looking at thy visage, for we at each moment lean forth, so as not to divert our eyes from the path. Such is our old precept. We are before Hondo, a great buried bell, erected upside down so that its ringing would make the earth tremble and reach distant lands. Now Hondo resoundeth in a deep triune moan that travelleth in echoes through its broad spiraling circles. My feet wish to cross to the other side of this ancient valley, to move on to the next destination. Oh, my sins! Who could help me? I halt here to look for a crossing to the other side, so as to continue my penance and wandering. Penitent one, may thy trade silence neither thy spirit nor thy flame.
Alright, but yeah. So finishing up my thoughts right now, actually. So... Oh, I see. Those are... Ugh, dirty mother. Haha! Gotcha! Alrighty. So yeah. Oh man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of the RPG does feel like it's like more in line with the original Deus Ex, where the investments in like are more key and pivotal. Another thing I would like to remark on is the pacing of the story feels a lot more in line with like Death Stranding or Red Dead Redemption. Now the quality of the writing is a bit more subjective. I think it's good, but some might think it's not so. Despite that, however, there is no doubt about it that the pacing is more in line with the games I mentioned. It may not have the same nuances as Death Stranding, admittedly, nor does it have the, what was it, the emotional gravitas of Red Dead Redemption 2. But I still think the pacing it has is remarkably similar. Yeah, I think it's remarkably similar, the games are. Okay, give me a sec. Oof. And you know, and I want to finish off on a funnier note as well. I find it hilarious that when it comes to Starfield, many people are disappointed for a variety of reasons. One of which, again, being the fact that there is no traditional open world exploration, which I will admit is something that does irk me as well. But I can understand why they did it, considering the things they needed to do, as well as the amount of function they have. It's understandable when you put it in hindsight, as well as just grand perspective and the like. That being said, I find it hilarious that one guy, instead of like pointing those out, pointing out the flaws and what have you, in that type of way, being built out for the game, you know, complaining about how like some mechanics are not as well done as other games, admittedly. One dude literally just, for lack of a better word, bitched and bemoaned of the fact that there were pronouns in Starfield. And I just find that hilarious. It's like, really? Out of... Oh, hey, nice. It's like, really? Out of everything that's technically wrong with the game for both right and wrong reasons, that's the one thing that got you? Just the fact that character creation has the option to introduce pronouns? It's like, what? I'm not kidding either as well. That's literally a thing. That's literally around on the internet. This like bald guy just like he's just like yelling about it. It's like, pronouns! I'd yell louder, but again, it's late and I don't want to have my old man come up to me and just thwack me in the back of my head because I yelled out a funny thing. But yeah, no. One dude just complained about that. And I personally think it's fine. The pronoun thing. And here's why. I'll extend the olive branch right now. I'm gonna extend the olive branch, because if you choose male or body 1 or 2, it's pretty much obvious and pretty much abundantly clear that one body is supposed to be more male and the other one is female. Masculine, feminine, what have you. And effectively, I would imagine body 1, being masculine, has he by default. Body type 2, which is more feminine. Oh. Yeah, body type 2, which is more feminine, I would believe would have she, her by default. So realistically, there's still, I guess you could, if you want to, if we don't put in more scientific mean to it, there is still binary genders attached to the body types. It's just the option is there for people that want to be like, it's character creation for crying out loud. It's people that want to, you know, try and be, you know, let's say a masculine man, or, you know, sometimes they want to be one thing or another. One could say it's pandering, but I think it's just more or less, it's more or less the same thing with like From Software doing again body type 1 and body type 2, and doing body type 1 and 2 and still being able to choose your voice, which dictates, I would imagine, your technical sex and gender. So yeah, overall it's a overall non-issue. This guy was just bemoaning about, for lack of a better word. You don't have to acknowledge it, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. The idea of a person being one thing or another won't hurt you. I promise. I'm sure I would imagine some people would probably have more, lack of a better word, conservative notions towards it, but for me it's pretty much, again, a non-issue, non-existent in the first place. I never really mind it. I just don't like it when it's getting pushed in my face. That's when I begin to have a problem with it. And I think it's pretty much applied for almost everyone else as well. It's like, yeah, no, we don't really care that much, but as soon as it just starts getting us, you know, more, as soon as it starts like friggin' annoying us, for lack of a better word, then yeah. Yeah. That's when it becomes a problem for everyone. At least that's how I feel about it. I won't hold against anyone if they feel it's any other way. That's your opinion. We're all people. Please adhere to the Freemason rule that I've stated, in which we will not get involved in politics. There we go. Excellent. I have no idea what just happened, but something happened. Anytime there's gonna be a game with character creation that just so happen to involve pronouns, I'm just gonna... Someone, whether it be me or someone else, is gonna be like, pronouns! You know, something like that. It's just funny to think. And the reaction was so visceral, you would have thought like... Man, the reaction was like so visceral, what the guy had. Okay, let me just... Okay, I see. And now. Oh, I see. I need to get... Oh. Man, I gotta freaking calculate distance and gauging how far it goes. My time's gotta be impeccable. There we go. Lovely. Now what do I get? The knot of the rosary rope. Guess I could have more stuff going for me. Nice. I wonder if someone's gonna create a mod at some point for Starfield to just like have proper open world exploration. some psychopath's gonna do it, let's be honest, alright? But it's a matter of questioning when. And whether or not that mod really should exist. Again, I don't mind having, like, proper open world stuff, but at the same time, it's, for me at the very least, it's clearly evident that the way the game was designed was meant for these localized areas, which isn't terrible. My only problem is that the localized areas are not made equally, in which, you know, you have like a good chunk of stuff going on that's being procedurally added into the game and the like, you know? That's probably the only biggest problem. It's probably the biggest problem I have with the localized areas, just that there's almost not enough things to do, or, you know, it's just like it's not always the same place and thing you do, and hence that's what I feel to be the real problem right there. It's not a lack of content, but a lack of it being filled in. I don't know. Maybe someone else might have different feelings about it, but still. Back here again. The virtue of mea culpa hath ascended. Ascending edge. Interesting. Feverous blood. Use. Bless his own blood and turns throwing. Consumes fever. Interesting. I think I'm good for now. Just because literally I have nothing to give. What's this? Oh, it's travel. Oh, it's fast travel. Nice. Nice. I don't have to frickin' walk back to everywhere. And what's this?
Do not fear my body, through which so much lightness and darkness pass, nor my visage, which appears disfigured from behind these golden bars. Soledad by name. I was looked up on the orders of His Holiness in this cage, that the miracle then proceeded to decorate. The High Will has granted me the opportunity to help you, while my body remains a blue flame. I will wait, sleeping, until you hand the knots over to me, so that my hands of smoke may tie them, thus expanding the mysteries of your rosary.
Very well.
Now let my fingers tie a new mystery.
A new rosary mystery available.
Return once you possess new rosary knots to thread. May your heart be free of sin.
Maybe we should look up real quick how to get the best ending. At the very least, get the ending that's like most relevant to getting the to going on to the sequel. Took a few hits, but what's this? Oh, great, another bone. What's this? Nothing happened. Oh, I'm sure that's something. Hundreds of thousands, if not more, stain these halls. Am I truly all that's left? Okay. So where am I supposed to go right now? Suppose down would be the most logical solution, wouldn't it?
Oh, thou art the answer to my prayers. The Order thanketh thee for thine aid. It is of little use for me to remain here. Go with the Father, O penitent one.
Foretold the limestone? Great. I just do all that just to get a toe? Just bring it here or something? Well, I suppose I did explore everything that there was to that area. Mostly everything, at least. Well, what can I do, I guess? Just want to get, like... Just want to play the game and just get, like, at least the best ending. Again, the best ending is just going for the... The best ending, come on. Yes, it's on the wiki, not on Fextra Life, that godforsaken hell site. That, hold on, let me check real quick, Divinity. Hold on, let me see. Is it? It is. Oh god, it's... And I also got freaking Extra Life's embedded freaking video for Starfield. Jeez, who cares? Nobody goes to Extra Life to freaking look at builds. We all go there to look at Dark Souls stuff. Anyway, so for Divinity, the original sin, this is still there. This is still there. For notes and tips, people on Twitch probably know this, but YouTube, because I'm recording this might be new to you. Tips and notes. If one gets annoyed at her constant babbling, there are ways to neutralize her. First way is to block her in crates and barrels so she's unable to move and continue her chatting. Second way is to get the genie lamp, summon in town square, and this will make all NPCs neutral attack the genie. You can kill upwards of 2 to 3 NPCs before they become hostile, so use this to neutralize Ada once and for all. And Ada Laird has been indicted for several charges of war crimes committed in Serbia in the 1990s. These war crimes include, but not limited to, the use of chemical weapons deployed on clandestine agents known as BRE, deployments of numerous bioweapons known as vats of vinegar, and a dozen rotten eggs. Rather than answer for her heinous crimes, she has escaped The Hague using only her bare fists, and now resides in Driftwood under no supervision. That is still on the Extra Life community tab for freaking Ada Laird, and it's funny. Alright, I better leave the site before I give them a viewer for Twitch. Let's be honest, nobody's watching their Twitch. Everyone's perusing the Extra Life wiki because we want to see what Dark Souls equipment we could get. Or Elden Ring now. The audacity. I'd rather go through Fandom Wiki instead. Why? Because at the very least I know those are people that actually care. Anyways, let's see here. Path of the Believer. Find the Immaculate Bead. Equip it, die 3 times to transform into weight of true guilt. Become the new father and son of the miracle. Path of the Unworthy. Defeat His Holiness. Not complete the requirements for ending A. Only done 6 out of the 7 dungeons. Ending C. Before you fight Estrus on the bridge of 3 cavalries. After you fight the first 3 bosses, locate Pervetta's grave on the Echo of Salt, resting on the place of Sister. Meet Estrus and the Brotherhood in the church above. Once speak to him, he will give you the key to the Groan of Twisted Wood. You'll need to first help this Diosados with his noise problem, sounds like a ghost. Speak afterwards, and you'll have the key to reveal the secret. Once inside, you'll meet the Holy Visage, trapped in the root of the knot of the 3 words. Defeat the boss in any order. Isolde of the Voice of the Dead, who is found in the ossuary, and collect all the bones. After collecting all the bones, and Cyprus, locating the Morning of Havoc. Each of these bosses hold the Eye of the Traitor, to which... So, Aphotic Heart of Mea Culpa. Okay, so going to ending. Alright, so the best ending is ending C, to which... Okay, so before fighting Eridus, after fighting the first of the 3 bosses, locate Pervetta's grave. In the Echo of Salt. The resting place of the sister. So, okay. A hidden area in the Echo of Salt. I don't think I got that right now. The Bronze Frontier. Oh, this is great. Well, at the very least, I used the shrine here, so it's not that much of a trek. Oh. Well, it was worth checking out at least. So I need to find a woman's grave before going out to fight the 4th boss. After that I could start the process of getting the best ending. To which Christina sees things my way. He's like, hey, why don't we kill God? That went well. Remember Lucifer? Actually, does the fallen angel, does the first of the fallen exist in this world? I mean, there are plenty of allusions to Christianity. I mean, for God's sake, the woman that impaled herself looks like Mother Mary. I'm sorry, I gotta bring up Starfield one more time, because there is one thing that I kind of wish was a thing. So, I already mentioned the cycle of New Game Plus, right? To which, for most part, at some point, you will have to face off against people of particular people, right? I may have said who my particular person was, but I did not give further allusions as to why. To which, I kinda wish, at the very least, that when it comes to relationship, there's like this, I kinda wish there was like a thing where characters you became more intimately familiar with, like romanced, or again, had like a good friendship with. Oh. What's this? But yeah, I kind of wish, like, people you became more or less intimately familiar with, whether romance or just becoming friends with. I kind of wish that in, like, subsequent playthroughs you can become, like, you can have, like, this sense of, like, knowing of each other. Like, for example, I romanced Andrasia, right? To which I kind of wish there was like a bit of dialogue that pretty much just says, I pretty much have her like going, I feel like I know you from somewhere. Odd, given the fact this is my first meeting with you. You know, something like that. And then like, if I like romance her, like in more and more games, or more and more game cycles, pretty much. It goes like, if she becomes like more and more aware of like our connection with each other, you know, our connection with each other, in which is just like, it goes from I feel like I know you from somewhere to then like you seem very familiar to me, to then afterwards it becomes like full blown, just like I don't know why, but I know. But somewhere, something within me is saying I'm glad to see you. To which, it's strange, is it not? You know, something like that. That'd be kind of nice, you know? It'd be at the very least a nice silver lining between everything. Hell, you could probably do the same thing for your parents too. For example, just like, son or daughter, it feels strange to say, but I feel like you may have gotten into trouble. And the fact of it is, I'm glad to see you. You know, you got like both parents just like, you got like both parents just like recounting and like saying these things to you, and just pretty much, they're like becoming more and more aware of just like what's going on and what's happening. But yeah, they're becoming more and more like cognitively aware, just like, wait, hold on. Again, scientifically speaking, this probably wouldn't happen, again, because it's alternate universes. Because New Game Plus is pretty much alternate universe stuff, as is explained. And for the most part, I kind of wish that there was like more quote-unquote mythical elements attached to it. Like, for example, the literal achievement you get for romancing someone is star-crossed. And I wish it kind of sort of like actually leaned into that a lot more. Where the more and more you like commit to like a particular romance or particular relationship, the more and more they become, the person in question becomes more or less aware of what's going on, and is pretty much full on accepting that relationship, so to speak. That closeness, that, again, intimacy. I don't know. You already have like shit that you could already like bend reality, predict where people are going and what they say, and, you know, raise the dead, literally. So I don't see what's the problem in just like having like a relationship that's like spanning not just one universe, but multiple. Does it sound ridiculous? Yes. But by God, is it good for the soul and mind? Yes. It shames me to say, to some extent, but I actually cried in Starfield because...
Let us be captives of the miracle, penitent one. Do not be surprised to find this merchant here. This ancient occupation requires me to be wherever I can obtain rewarding benefits. Call me Candelaria. For what I sell would make your eyes light up like the high bonfires. I will not ask you for any money whatsoever. Those forbidden tears you shed would be more than enough for me. Go ahead. Cast your darkened eyes over these valuable treasures. Let us be This is a precious, and may I don mourning black if I'm trying.
Ember of the Holy's Crematation.
What I am offering you here is as lustrous and may my...
The wounds inflicted by the broken oath rarely find healing.
What I am offering may my...
I want to get the calcified eye, so that way I could get like the actual health bar of enemies. Actually, instead, yeah, nah, you know, I don't think that's necessary. Let's just get the other one.
What I am offering may...
During marriage ceremonies, torn dead. Alright. But yeah, I kind of wish there was like more mystical crap going on in the game. more mystical crap going on when it comes to things like that. Another rosary rope. Ah, I died. Alright, now that I've gotten that off my chest, or actually, hold on, let me finish the thought process. So, yeah, no, I cried at like one point in the game because quite literally something happened that caused, I'm not going to spoil it because at that point, but something did happen in the story that pretty much got me some instant thinking. Got me to some extent thinking about some things, and just, well, yeah. Just got me thinking about some things. And along with that, it was also pretty emotionally trying as like a roleplay perspective too. Screwed up as it sounds, in terms of roleplaying, I pretty much played it as though my character was just no longer there anymore. And for example, like the lights are on but nobody's home. Now he's just driven by just sheer fucking, just by sheer spite and hatred. Again, I'm not gonna spoil what happens, but it did get to that point, and to some extent I was feeling those emotions while playing it. It sounds stupid. I'm sure someone would probably say, huh, you cried in a game? How stupid, man. How stupid is that you gotta be crying in a game? Well, I don't know. I was pretty engaged, all things considered, and along with that, I was pretty engaged, all things considered, so I don't know. Maybe you should try playing a game where you got like emotionally attached to some extent. It's funny to think as well, moving on from Starfield and onto a different subject, that I was actually watching like a bunch of like reactions to Star Wars The Mandalorian, in which the moment where Luke is revealed in the show, and everyone that's like a fan is like crying. It's funny to think that in the YouTube comment where I'm like watching these reactions, just like, oh, where like everyone's just like, oh my god, it's Luke, guys, it's Luke. You know, it's funny to see like the reactions to the reactions, because everyone's like having like a genuine emotional reaction where it's like they're seeing their childhood hero like return, and like they're like seeing their childhood hero like return and being a hero, the person that they remember him as and who he really should be. Everyone's just like saying like, it's like, how pathetic you gotta be crying at something like that. It's like, really? You're telling me someone that you idolized for so long, coming back, returning to form, and like, you wouldn't be crying yourself? Oh, it's funny to think. It's just like, it's funny to think on that, really. So, I get it, crying is not always like the most appropriate response for some things, but all the same, sometimes, it's good to have emotion, And sometimes the emotions, you know, aren't, you know, out of sadness, but just like out of happiness. It's not like these people were like crying because they were sad to see Luke. They were happy. And given the context of the current state of things at the time, where freaking Star Wars was like in a really bad state, it's to some extent understandable. Crying out loud. Oh, oh damn it. Alright, that one was on me. Okay, what the fuck? Yeah, eat it, you son of a bitch. Damn it, I'm only like a few short. This is what I get for carrying a crap load of sin in my back pocket. Alright, finally. You know, it's funny to think, actually. Now that I'm thinking about a lot of things, and seeing as I brought up that, seeing as I brought up the Star Wars Luke thing, right? It's funny to think that when it comes to, like, writers nowadays, and this is something I've noticed as a trend, and when it comes to, like, legacy, like, original protagonists, they are just, for some ungodly reason, hated. For example, apparently during the writing and making of the sequel to Star Wars, yeah, the sequel trilogy pretty much, in writing those, apparently people didn't like Luke. Yeah, for some reason the writers just did not like Luke, like, at all. And it was baffling to hear, like, genuinely speaking. Maybe it was like Ryan Johnson in his attempt to subvert everything. But yeah, no, for some reason... there was just like this strange, like, hatred towards Luke that people noted. There was like this strange hatred for Luke for some reason, and it was baffling to hear, to be honest. Another thing in the more recent landscape, so to speak. Well, actually, let's start off with something that's a bit more, again, legacy. Something that does suffer kind of the same thing as, like, that new He-Man, or I'm sorry, the Masters of the Universe show that is going around, in which He-Man was quite literally shafted in favor of Teela. And it's not as though that's a terrible idea, actually. It's not as though that was a terrible idea. It could work. But it's the fact that He-Man got, like, shafted so hard that... yeah, He-Man got shafted so hard from the main role just to get Teela into it. And it's just... why? I mean, you know, again, Teela being the protagonist could work, you know, I don't see anyone opposing to the idea, but it's just how you go about it and went through it. No. Nice. But yeah, just like how you went about it and just It's like how you went about it is just like, really? That's what like, that's what's like get everyone like against it in the first place. Just, it's supposed to be about He-Man, but you have Teela, and Teela's not that well written. In fact, a lot of the legacy characters got shafted hard. Not just He-Man and Teela, it's just everyone. And then there's the more recent example that I know that is commonly noted, and it's the fact that Clone High, right? Clone High, the show that everyone both knows and doesn't. Clone High is, for lack of a better word, had its main protagonist, Abe, shafted in favor for Joan. To which, again, not a terrible idea inherently. But all things considered, the way it was just like done was just like really bad. Like everything it took was like serious. Yeah, it took everything like so seriously, whereas the show originally took it a little bit more tongue-in-cheek. There was some earnesty in it, with the relationships being more of a... Oh.
Indeed, sister of mine. Our encounter is approaching. The miracle will protect me. I do not need your protection this time. Leave me alone.
Imagine the penitent one just walked out and just like, what was that? Yeah. What the hell? Oh god, I gotta do all that again. Fuck. But yeah. That's how media was back then, wasn't it? I would imagine, at least. Given the fact that a lot of it was pretty Christian, wasn't it? But yeah, a lot of it was pretty Christian, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, at last. Alright. It's so fucking long. Alright. Back to what I was talking about before. What was it? I believe I was talking about Clone High and protagonists getting shafted for other characters. Yeah, so apparently the writers for Clone High just did not like Abe. And it was just for the sheer context of the fact that he was oblivious. And to say the least, well, the show suffered greatly for it. Not because Abe wasn't the protagonist, but just because of the fact that the writers did not really pick up on the, lack of a better word, nuance of the writing. They tried to be like 100% serious about everything, right? The writers are trying to like be 100% serious about it all. The drama, the drama, the like. And the worst part is that in the attempt to become like a serious drama, the actual comedy of it is just completely lost and is just absolutely butchered. Yeah, just like absolutely butchered for like, for lack of a better word. Well, actually, at the very least I rested, alright? So I'm happy about that. I'm annoyed, but you know, still. Anyway. I don't know why people clamor on about JFK in the show, if I'm being honest. Like, legitimately, like, why is everyone clamoring on about JFK and Clone High? Because he's a himbo? Is that it? I'll tell you what, friendo. that's not exactly a valid reason to really like him. The chemistry between Joan and him is just very much non-existent and extraordinarily hostile. Worst part is, people say that they're better. Give me a sec. That Joan is. Oh, that's just annoying. That Joan is better off with JFK, and I disagree for a variety of reasons. One of which is that they are extraordinarily opposite from one another. To which, you know, I'm sure the saying opposites attract holds some weight, but at the same time, in this case, it's very evident the two contrast heavily from each other. It's evident from the way they interact in the first season, or the original airing, that they were extraordinarily hostile to each other. They were just extraordinarily hostile to each other and didn't care for one another. It wasn't until like the final episode that they got together, and it was just because JFK emotionally took advantage of Joan, who was literally just who was legitimately just like lamenting the fact that it's like, oh man, why can't Abe like me, you know? Why does he have feelings for me? And JFK just took advantage of that. In her blinded want to, you know, get back at Abe, her guard was just lowered around JFK, and again, lack of a better word, he took advantage of the situation. Goddamn flea men. I will say this, perhaps I'm wrong. It has been a while since I last watched the last episode, but from the context of from what it seemed like, that is legitimately what it is. Ugh, jeez. Alright, I got a sternum. Great. How does a sternum help me in my situation? The answer? Well, I don't know, actually. Okay, let's see here. Oh, sweet Jesus, there is a God. Okay, so... God, these are fucking fleamen from Castlevania. I hate them. Where does this lead to? Yes!
Take the necks of my dead.
Yes! Naked woman with swords on her chest. I can now tolerate more pain. I hate it. God, I wish the adoring fan is just in Starfield by default. Sorry, I'm sorry. I know I said I wouldn't talk about it, but I can't help it. He became my emotional human. Emotional support human, okay? He's stuck to me like a cyst, and I miss him already. Alright, moving on from that. Okay, so I'm thinking about comedy. Oh. What makes comedy good? Is it the execution, the timing? I would say it's an exact science, but that's subjective actually. It's a combination of it all, isn't it? I'll say this right now, I don't think half the shit I say is funny. At least not in the way of that it's like meaningfully funny. I'm sure here and now I have my moments, right? But still, for the most part, I'm the guy that makes shit puns. And it's great, I love it. It's like I'm violating the law every time. It's like I'm violating the law every time. The laws that be against pun limitation. Small bead of wax. Guess you bring it back to the Silent Brotherhood place. Well, at the very least I got the wax. Wish I knew what it was for, but hey. I guess I will consult the wiki for that. Did I ever tell you guys I was a fan of game theory for a time? Much like everyone my age, to some extent or another, to some extent or another at the very least. I was into game theory when, I was really into game theory back then. Especially when Five Nights at Freddy's was like, really popular. And to say the least, game theory was a pretty good source of getting a lot of context for a lot of things. Some of his theories held up better than others. Some were more controversial than others. And in more recent times for me, some were just outright stupid. Yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy was arguably the peak for game theory in terms of like actually having coherent theories. Since then afterwards though, it's just been absolute drivel and nonsense. You know what? Old Matthew, old boy, has been around on the internet for so long that I can't even be angry at him. Oh.
Penitent one in silence. Will you require my assistance with your next task?
No, live your life.
Here I shall remain.
Oh boy. Oh, hells. Alright, what am I... Oh, hell. Give me a sec. Come on, come on. Yeah, so when it comes to like one particular game theory as of late, one that really got me like riled up was the Persona 4 one, where fucking MatPat had the audacity of asking the question, is Teddy the protagonist's shadow? It's just like, no, you dumb fuck. It's like, no, Matthew, you dumb fuck. That's not the fucking case. Are you high? Who the fuck asked that theory, and have you not paid attention to the game? Better yet, is this your production team putting you up to the task and just being like, oh yeah, no. Yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, no. It's just like, it's gotta be the fact that Teddy, the blonde guy, is the protagonist's shadow. Just like, no! It's Izanagi! You got your shadow already! Whatever your fucking whatever character you're using, or whatever freaking persona you're using, is your fucking shadow. Give me a sec. But yeah, whatever your fucking character is using, or whoever they are, whatever they're using, whether that be like fucking Pixie or Jack Frost, that's the protagonist's shadow. It was genuinely insulting to actually see, though. It was genuinely insulting to see that freaking theory. It legitimately made me furious just seeing that theory just like asked seriously. You know, if it was like a half joking, like, is Teddy the shadow of the protagonist? The protagonist's shadow? Then maybe I'd be like, it's like, haha, funny joke. But no, instead it's like asked in earnest. It's like, what? It's like, that's like, it was asked like as an earnest question, though. And that's just the audacity that insulted me. It was the audacity in the question that insulted me more than anything. But yeah, it was the sheer audacity that what the theory asked that insulted me more than anything. Hells. You know what that... Going back to that Persona theory, that's like asking the question of just like... That's like asking the question of, is Messiah Shishido in Persona 5 the protagonist's father? It's like, what? But yeah, it's just like, what? That's how obscene it sounded to me. Oh my god, I can just freaking knock him back? Alright. Oh, damn it. We were so close, too. Maybe we should have made more ballsy moves. Jeez, come on, gotta beat up this old prune of a lady. I don't believe it'd be feasible to ask if I could try and beat this. Oh, jeez. Trying to get at this old hag's face. And I can't do anything that's going to be effective. This is a literal... This is genuinely a battle of attrition at this point. Let's see here. I don't know, is this going to work? Let's see here. I got a thimble. Carry the redeeming oil. Torn bridle ribbon. Got like a bunch of relics. Not much use right now, is it? I got an immaculate bead. A muted bell. Protects from magical attacks. I refuse to use the woman's help. Alright, maybe if I let this sit and stew for a while. So it's clear that having to throw her orbs back at her face is what works. There we go. Pain in the ass, but I did it. Requiem aeternum. Or how do you say that? I don't know. I don't speak Latin. It's a dead language for a reason. Guild has been expelled. Great. Oh my god, look how pruned up you look. Another vision. Shall we?
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, may the gold in my visage melt and erase the compunction of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
Holy wound of compunction? And so I am enlightened. Thimble of burning oil. Now to take this where?
You have carried out the second humiliation of penance. You have been allowed to behold the visage of compunction. You have yet to prostrate before one last holy visage.
And so I shall.
Sorrowful be the heart, penitent one.
My virtue has ascended. Furious blood. Holy wrath. Sure. Go for Feverous blood. And the sacred thrust. The secret thrust. Sounds like a dirty move. Interesting. It's like the most anime move I've ever seen. Holy hell. So, where to next? Well, I've already taken care of that. Suppose all there is to go down, I guess. Any other place I try and go to is gonna kill me. Yeah, the gas in the area is just not gonna... Alrighty, back to the shop, I guess. Really? Okay. Oh, hi.
The virtuous pain flogs us time after time. Oh, when will it be satisfied? The virtuous...
Brother's been kissing this guy, this one guy, for a while now. Okay, so... where do I go next? What's this? Strange.
This place is another dream, penitent one. They believe me a saint, worthy of devotions, and the only thing I granted to their prayers was the saltpeter that runs through the stark land and rises through our bodies. The punishment of the miracle for the false idol is to grant them false holiness. Do not try to obtain my name, for it is also covered in salt. Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
Alrighty. Not too long ago, I actually had to uninstall a lot of my Gary's mod folder. A lot of it was due to the fact that what the hell? A lot of it was due to the fact that a lot of my shit was just crashing already, and I just needed to fully reorganize it. That being said, I also downloaded another mod. I wanted to try out a particular mod, but because there was like a whole lot of errors going on, I had to uninstall more mods. To which the mod in question I was looking at was the beat run mod. Now I'm sure someone that's familiar with Gary's mod modding community would probably say to me, "Apart, did you really just spend like God knows how many shekels just so you could do some light parkour?" And I will say, no, I didn't do that, because apparently there was a community. There was a community, what's the word for it? A community mod for it instead. Hosted on GitHub. And so yeah, that's what I used. But yeah, so that's the... So yeah, instead that's what I got, and so that's what I got instead of just paying God knows how many shekels to
I'm not worthy of thine infinite compassion. Blessed are those of us who find it. I will pray for thee and thank the Master for his holy encounter. Now my feet are marching towards holy prohibitions. How can a simple pilgrim advance through such fortifications? salvation. O fraternal father, O master of pilgrims, how arduous are your upcoming trials. It is of little use for me to remain here. Oh, it is of little use.
Now let my fingers tie a new mystery.
New rosary mystery
Return
available.
once you possess. May your heart.
A boutique of time. If I bring this up to this guy, he's gonna die calling it.
Merciful be, penitent one. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
A tear of atonement. How many bones are there?
The virtuous pain flogs us time after.
So I'm trying to remember. I know there's like a comic attached. There's like a comic attached to the Blasphemous. It's interesting. Okay. To think. And to think, Blasphemous 2 has more weapons. I wonder if Blasphemous 2 is just gonna flat out just add like a fucking M16 or something like that. I mean, the later Castlevanias do that anyway. Like, seriously. What was it, like Dawn of Shadow does it? Or Dawn of Sorrow or Aria of Sorrow does it. Both those games do it, actually. But yeah, it just starts packing a fucking Glock. It's the penitent one, just like walks up, fucking starts, pulls the charging handle of an M16, starts letting loose. Jeez, stupid, but it's a funny thought. Just this medieval warrior pulling up an actual modern day gun. Okay, so where to now? Well, I suppose forward is the way. You know what? It's getting pretty late, though. Yeah, it's getting fairly late, all things considered. I think it's fair enough to at the very least put this on wrap. It's becoming around 2:30 at my time, so I'd like to get ready for later today, because I actually do have a D&D session today, so yeah. So, that'll be all for today.